pirates, caves, and theme parks. You made this.
But wait! There's more!
Starting us off is the Toad Theater. This cinema house proves you can fit an entire theater inside of a small plot and do it in style. We start with a fun lobby with its roped-off walkway leading down towards a dark hall decorated with posters and lamps, unfolding into a real stage with decadent seating and even a changing space in the back. I can really smell the popcorn butter just sitting here. The salty sea air be all that you be smelling in this next house. Ahoy, me hearties, and welcome to the Cove. This bountiful craft be a fine galleon for sailors to call home. Its beautiful prow be filled with booty enough to satisfy even the hardiest adventurers. Upstairs be a fine lounge with places to tell tall tales, to drink the swillest swill, and rest ye weary bottoms. Downstairs has a simple galleon garden, beautifully decorated for the discerning eye. Just pay the haunted paintin' no mind. Overall, 'tis a fantastic pirate-themed home, well nigh like a real ship on land. Its only fault be that it's been beached in Ishgard, of all places. The creator of that home also made a nice getaway apartment. With its Eastern themes and skylit pond, I can easily imagine myself in a spy movie or a grand hotel. I really feel like this designer has an eye for exotic locations. Speaking of exotic locales, the Waterlogged Barrel is another fun pirate-themed cave. The low rock ceilings, log walls, and overgrowth give the impression of a shipwreck turned into a home for this lone pirate. I love the interplay between a rugged cold cave and a cozy warm hearth. Another surprising cave can be found in the Wasshoi Hotsprings. It's a Namazu-themed onsen through and through, with beautiful Hingashi decorations in the entry. I was most impressed by the way they decorated the stairwell into the cave itself, as well as the cute mural at the end. Really, it's just a lot of fun to come into a home and see that classic fish face staring at you. Never gets old. Continuing with the cave trend, Aqua's Cove features a more modern house carved into the side of a cave with a beautiful mix of greenery, running water, and hard black marble. The walls are lush with vegetation in a believable way, and I love the use of butterfly art and cherry blossoms to tie the rooms together. Also, I'm a huge fan of this hallway into the private rooms. If you happen to stop by, check out room number 7. Another stylish use of greenery comes from Before Dawn. This creator is living it up big city style with a combination brick wall studio apartment and cafe. One of the details I love about this house is how they paid attention to the brick being on the outside wall and the concrete being used for inside walls, just like a real New York studio apartment. Not to mention the piping details along the walls. No corner gets unused in this house. Sometimes the simpler layout stands out really impressively, and nothing kicked my nostalgia into gear quite like the rusted Sprocket. This steampunk-styled inn features a typical inn like you might find in an RPG. When you walk in, you're greeted right away by a bar with a steam-powered orchestrion and a kitchen with a frightening amount of pipework going into the oven. I love this house for its simplicity, though. Upstairs is a classic inn layout with identical rooms, and downstairs is what you'd expect to find in an inn's basement. I half expected to examine these shelves and find a tonic, or be given a cryptic hint about a treasure from this Namazu. Also very straightforward in its execution, but still quite impressive, is Blue Cat Treasures. It is quite simply a museum collection of toy furnishings and paintings that players can obtain. I love that they included step stools for each of the installments for accessibility. This house is actually part of a larger brochure of museum homes called the Eorzean Museum Network. I'll put a link in the description. It's a collection of houses devoted to preserving and presenting Eorzean culture and includes some very famous locales, including one you might be familiar with, the Eorzean Aquarium. I have a feeling I'll be visiting more of these places pretty soon. While on the subject of toys, Range's Game Shop is a love letter to game stores, with a display of models, toys, figurines, and everything you might find at your small local tabletop shop. Grab a snack from the vending machine and join your buds for a night of Dungeons & Dragons, or check the shelves for your favorite board game. I really adore how the toys are put on display here, but especially the custom vending machine. It's adorable. Equally adorable is the Lalafellin home. Come on guys, it's me. You thought you were going to get away without seeing another Lalafell house? But see, this time, this is by far the smallest Lalafell house I've ever been to. And as a max-size Lalafell myself, even I felt a bit cramped in here. The lack of space is made up for beautifully by the intense amounts of cute details in each room. It really feels like the home of a mouse in a fairy tale. I half expected to find an oversized thimble being used as a cup. On the other end of the housing spectrum, this large is perhaps the largest single-person home design I've seen recently. Lavender Cottage says it's a lowly cottage, but the interior is anything but. Splitting the house in half, the owner has made use of the massive default stairwell to make a beautiful two-story mansion for themselves. I love the arched ceilings and how they reflected in the bedroom. The wooden beams connecting the wall to the banister help split up the house floors while keeping the lobby grand. Also, bonus points for having a toilet. Toilets in Eorzea are a rarity, so when I was able to find another in the Red Room, I had to make a note of it. Of course, that's not all this venue is about. This dimly lit cafe has a cozy red vibe and lots of red heart decorations. I don't know if that's because I recorded this before the Valentine's decorations were taken down, but it struck me as a lovely venue to roleplay at. This next set of houses came highly recommended to me and has already made quite a splash in the housing community as a whole. Fluffyland Park is, well, exactly what it sounds like. It's a theme park comprised of multiple houses, each one serving as a ride for people to enjoy. And while the rides themselves don't actually move, the level of detail and dedication behind each attraction is nothing short of astounding. There's the Bumper Cars ride with its wonderful use of Fall Guys items and whoopee cushions. There's the Deathporium, which makes great use of a small, with a tight but endearingly gory obstacle course, complete with an ambulance at the end in case of injuries. There's the Fluffy in 3D, which is a theater using up nearly all of its item slots on 3D glasses, which get tossed around the floor like disposable trash, just like you'd find in a real theme park. And you can even find these glasses in other rides, which I thought was really funny. And of course, you can't forget the wonderfully themed roller coaster rides like Flight of the Carby, Minecart Mischief, Ormvale Safaris, Eorzean Falcon Ride, and there's even a Pirates of the Caribbean themed boat ride, all of which are immersively detailed, including all the mundane things you'd find in a theme park, like trash bins, picket lines, employees only doors, and even a gift shop. The fact alone that a team of players had to buy these houses in the same ward, recently I might add, should give you pause. But to make an entire theme park inside of a theme park style MMORPG that actually looks like a real theme park is just a level of meta that I dare not get into right now. And did I mention that there's even more to see and more being constructed on the way? Y'all better keep your eyes on Bismark. Speaking of Bismarcks, another venue you might like is the SkyWhale Sushi. This unassuming sushi bar took me by surprise with its creative stage and sunken lounge. I can just imagine poetry recitals and jazz music here. I really love the use of a gold saucer minigame as their stage backdrop. Very creative. Our final stop on our tour today is the Howl's Moving Castle. If you've seen the movie, then you know where this is going. It's a faithful recreation of the interior castle, right down to the placement of Howl's potions in the bathroom. Downstairs, you'll find the titular kitchen where much of the movie takes place, as well as Calcifer and the man himself. If you're visiting, don't get your heart eaten. Thanks once again for joining me on another tour of houses in Eorzea. Here's a couple more that need no introduction. I really do appreciate all the love and creativity put into the houses I've been visiting so far, and I wouldn't still be here doing this without your love and support. If you love this video series and want to see more, be sure to hit the like button and give me a follow. Of course, if you'd like me to visit more cool stuff, please check a link in the description to submit your own houses. I stream myself visiting them every Sunday, and as always, I'm Denmo. I make videos sometimes. See ya.